What do you think of your team's ability just to kind of stay in the game with a really great Boston team?
Very pleased. I thought we did a lot of the hard things tonight. There was a few times I think some of the things that we can control, we let our guard down on, which again, you're not going to be perfect, but that stuff, when you're playing that good and doing the hard stuff, that can be frustrating. Just not talking through a situation. Getting bogged down with the refs, so you're not already into the next play. Just trusting to get all the way to the corner instead of a step short, because that will maximize your space. And just some little things, but overall, very pleased with the effort. And like I said, I thought we did a lot of the hard things tonight, which against a team of that caliber is a task.
I think you guys have been, really since the All-Star break, one of the better offensive teams in the league, and this is a really good defensive team. And you're talking about the little things like one step away from the corner. Maybe this is too simple of a question, but like, is that the difference between whenever you have spacing like that and letting your offense get into its flow and everything like that, get into its most efficient areas? Is that something that you guys have been doing a lot better lately?
Yeah, I mean, teams don't get blown out in 48 minutes in this league, right? It's competitive, and then it's those little things in the balance. There's probably typically 2 or 3 times in the game where there's a balance. The game is in the balance, and something happens for or against you, and sometimes it's fate, sometimes it's out of your control, and a lot of times it's what you can control. And those are the things where you fight and you get it to 6, and then you look up in 45 seconds of gameplay and you're down 12. And against these types of teams, that's just not going to be able to be survivable, if that is a word, over time.
When you look at the second chance points, it was 23-6. Did you kind of feel like that was sort of maybe the one area that kind of turned the game or told the tale?
Yeah, that hurt us for sure. They shoot so many threes, obviously, and so those rebounds are going to be a little bit more random at times, just in terms of where they go, the distance they come off the rim. And I thought even there was a few times where we just walked underneath or ran underneath the rebound and went over our head, and it's just a discipline and something sometimes when you're not as used to going up against the 51 attempts from 3. And I thought we did fight for the most part on the boards, but yeah, that's going to be tough when you give up 7 extra shots, especially when you turn the ball over only 5 times. So to give up that many more attempts at the goal is tough.
What was the challenge of dealing with that double big lineup that Boston used for parts of that game?
Yeah, they're very intentional on how they guard. They like to play big, and then they also, have very low pickup points in terms of where they were guarding certain guys. And it's just something that we haven't seen as recently, and it's just a slight adjustment, again, for some of the younger guys in terms of understanding angles and where their screens have to be and what you have to do to combat a different look. And that's something that we'll continue to do and be sharper on.
Thank you.